And it is so scary, right? Going store to store, you're not finding food for your babies. Laura Ann Cleveland is joining us now. She's the Associate Chief Nursing Officer from Rocky Mountain Hospital for Children. Good morning, Laura Ann. It's good to have you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
You know, I wanted to just start off with that point, right? When you're going to stores, right, babies have the type of formula, the brand of formula they're used to. If the shelves are empty and you see, let's say, a generic brand or an organic brand, how do you know if it's okay to give that to your kid?
It's a great question, and it can be scary to try and figure out which generic formula works. Really, the best thing that we share with our patients is to look at the back and look at both of the formula cases, the one that the baby is typically used to and the one that is perhaps on the shelf that you have access to. If the carbohydrates and the proteins match, then that's a great formula to be able to use, and you should be able to purchase that. The baby may have a little bit of stomach upset, which is normal because of the other aspects of the formula that are a part of that makeup. But otherwise, as long as the carbohydrates and the proteins match, you really should be good.
So when you say a little bit of stomach upset, what is within the normal realm of that, and at what point do you get worried?
Yeah, typically it's about 24, sometimes 48 hours. And it's that the stools, what the baby is pooping, it looks different, as well as sometimes they can have a little bit of stomach upset from throw up or things like that. Perhaps that it even smells different because, again, the formula might be a little bit different. But that is very, very normal. And it's just a matter of their bodies adjusting to the new formula.
Gotcha. You know, and we're just talking about the formula that's being brought in from other countries. How do you ensure that it's meeting the same standards of the formula that we're used to getting in our country?
Well, I think the first thing is we have to rely on the tests that we have within this country. We have the FDA that is very strict and that is not going to approve something that isn't otherwise safe for the babies. So that's the first and foremost. I know that they're going through the checks, and then again, checking the back of that formula. It may be a different language, but ensuring you can use different translate apps and making sure that that carbohydrate and protein ratio are really where we want it to be.
And before we let you go here, I want to go over the don'ts, because I know some families are in a really desperate situation. What should they not be doing right now?
Yeah, it's super scary, especially if, like, I myself have adopted children before. And so if breastfeeding is not an option, it's really hard, and it can make you question other resources. The thing that we would say, a big don't, is don't make your own formula. I know it seems tempting and there's recipes out there now, but there is no guarantee that it is the right type of mixture and process in which we would create formula even here in the hospital. It takes a degree for that. So please don't make your own. Don't use cow's milk until it's been approved by the physician. That's usually at 12 months of age. And that includes using powdered milk, the same sort of thing, that it is not the same. It doesn't give the baby the nutrients that it needs at those different early ages for their bones and brain and their body to be able to mature. I would also say be very, very careful about the places like Marketplace, online resources where you're purchasing formula from other people, where you're not necessarily sure how it's stored, if any additive has been added to it. So just be super cautious about those elements of it.
All right. It is a really scary time for families, but thank you so much for helping guide them through this as we wait to see kind of what comes our way in the next couple of months. Thanks so much.
Of course.
Yeah.